Alright, hi everyone, welcome to Magikarp Jump. This is a really fun game. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's reminiscent of an idle game, like an incremental game, because you click on things to make your Magikarp stronger, and then you kind of get stronger Magikarps by training them and stuff, and you fish up new Magikarps and stuff like that. You can get different, what's it called? You can get different, patterns by fishing up new Magikarps. You can get shiny ones. You can get I think there's ones with skeleton patterns on them and stuff. A lot of these Magikarp jump patterns have actually been added to Pixelmon, the Minecraft mod, which is one of the best ways to play Pokemon. I hate to say it because obviously I want the Pokemon games to be the best ways to play Pokemon, but to be honest, Pixelmon's really fun. It's got that feeling of adventure as well because it's open world Minecraft kind of thing, and I think the freedom in it is just kind of really cool. But this is a weird game because this game kind of came out of nowhere, and the whole thing with this game is whichever Magikarp jumps higher is the best Magikarp. And the reason for that is in the Pokedex, it's they can jump super high. They learn Bounce. And Magikarp can jump really high because they jump over waterfalls or something to turn into Gyarados, right? But this game kind of came out of nowhere. It's not a normal release for Pokemon Company. Pokemon Company, they make Pokemon games. Obviously, send notifications. I don't need those. Obviously they make Pokemon games for Switch, DS and stuff, but they have mobile games. They have Pokemon Go. And at the time when Pokemon Go came out, that was also kind of a weird game because it was okay, this is completely new. It's something that a bunch of people always wanted. I think Pokemon Go was the ideal game for a lot of people when they imagine I really want a Pokemon game where I can go about in real life and catch things. The appeal of that is obvious and evergreen. This game kind of occupies a weird space where it's this is a really fun Pokemon game, but what was it made for? It is monetized, but you're kind of a chump if you spend money on it. From my memory in playing this game, which I played this game when I was younger, and I did fine. I didn't spend any money on it. My Magikarp got plenty. I just think I thought it was kind of interesting, a really fun game, but I thought it was kind of interesting how despite being monetized, it's so non-aggressively monetized, which is how a Pokemon game should be. Pokemon games are for children. Games I haven't played the MOBA one. I don't remember what it's called. It's called Pokemon Arena or something. I don't remember what it's called. They made a MOBA game, and it's kind of aggressively monetized because to unlock the characters you need to have premium currency, and they also have skins for the Pokemon, I think. I think that's it's not necessarily a bad thing to monetize a free-to-play game, obviously, but with regards to Pokemon, the main audience being children, I think it's a little bit predatory when it's that aggressively monetized, and it's okay, it costs a decent chunk of change to unlock the cool Ninetales skin or whatever. I think Ninetales was one of the Pokemon that had quite an expensive alternate skin or something. It's I can see the problem with that. Likewise, it is a free-to-play game, so they can get by without it, but I don't think using FOMO as a weapon against children is a very moral way to operate your business. But obviously, it being a MOBA, it's intended to be a competitive game, so it's mostly it's a kids game, but it's definitely aimed at an older audience at the same time. If you take League of Legends and just put a Pokemon skin on top, obviously it appeals to children, but it's not designed around children, I think is a fair enough thing to say. So it's a weird middle ground, but yeah, this game's kind of interesting in that way. I think it's kind of cool because you have this idea is when the Magikarp, you train them enough, they actually graduate. So they turn into Gyarados, and obviously it's not called Gyarados Jump, it's Magikarp Jump. So once they sort of graduate from like right now I'm level 8 or whatever, right? Once it gets to level 20, it's going to evolve. And so the idea is you have to get it as strong as possible before it turns into Gyarados. And the way that works is you get progressively better food. Although, from my memory, it's actually better to only have the first two food types, because they cost the least to upgrade. And they show up more often when there's only the two of them, right? So you just keep upgrading the first two food types, and apparently, at least in my memory, that's a really effective strategy. Starting around when you get them to like a decently high level. I think I should feed the Magikarp a bit more. I'm almost at 2k power, so I should probably... Actually, I'm not. I'm at 1.5k. I don't know why I thought I was almost at 2k, but we leveled up. So we'll get a bit bigger off of that. It says the pattern is clear, but obviously this is the default Magikarp, so there's not really a pattern to speak of there. But yeah, this is basically the gameplay loop of the game. You just feed the Magikarp, hang out with it a bit. There's some random events, and you battle them by making them jump. It's a pretty fun game. Like, honestly, I find it just a thoroughly enjoyable little project, and I think that is what it is. I think this was a project probably made by just a couple devs, because there's a lot of reused art assets. Obviously, the only Pokemon in the game are like Magikarp, but also like all of the trainers have the same thing. Like they're the same what's it called? All of the trainers are the same like sprite. Like, look, I'm on the left with the red hat. The other guy's just green. He's got a green hat. All of the trainers have the same sprite. So it seems like there was a limited amount of resources put towards this game. And although you can feel that, I wish we got more projects like this. I wish we got more simple, just fun little side projects from Pokemon stuff. Because I feel like, every Pokemon game released these days is a big effort. I mean, even like Cafe Mix and stuff has like, it's an actual game, whereas like obviously this is an actual game, but it feels more like amateur compared to like the average Pokemon game. And while I don't necessarily think that Pokemon big studios should be releasing amateur games, the world that Pokemon has created is so interesting that it definitely wouldn't hurt to have more projects like this set in the Pokemon world.